Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sparkle on Substack with me, Claire Venus. I am an engagement consultant, a mentor, a creative, and I absolutely love Substack. And I've created this new space here, Sparkle on Substack, so that we can gather together, share resources, build a community so that I can teach what I know. And I'm really so excited to do that. So what I thought I would do for you guys just signing up is do a bit of a walk through Substack. And I've got up somebody else's Substack today for a change. So this is Lauren's Substack. She writes over at the Motherwell. And I just wanted to show you how Lauren has set up her Substack here. So she's been writing on here for a few months. She's updated her word mark. So we'll go over to settings in a minute and have a little look at word mark and where to find that. She's got a little logo here, a little icon. She's pulled through, this is her homepage. So she's pulled through notes as a tab that we can click into. She's pulled through, that's my slow internet, Northumberland internet. She's pulled through the archive there and the about page. So they're on as standard, but you can switch notes on and off. Lauren's decided not to put anything else up in that top bar, but we can literally fill this whole bar if we wanted to fill that bar. So the way we would do that is by building new pages, by using tags, by using sections, and then telling Substack we would like them to be displayed on the home navigation bar there. Lauren's got the setup here as, I think this is magazine, I could be wrong. We can click through and see, but there are 3 different options of layout with Substack, and then there's one that is highly customizable, which is around how you plug in notes, sections and tags. So you can have a look at that one as well. But this one, I think I've seen this layout quite a lot. It's really lovely. It gives you this option to have a big post in the middle here, and then a couple of more recent ones, and then it's showing us the most popular, and Substack deemed most popular by the most engagement, so the most likes, restacks and comments. So that's Lauren's page there. When we scroll down, we can see that Lauren's done a few recommendations there. It says that she has 12, so we can click into view all 12 of Lauren's recommendations if we want to. We can have a look at other posts down here as well, and then eventually we'll get to the bottom. We can expand that to see all the posts that Lauren's written, and it'll take us back into archive. So that's just like a big long list of all the posts. Because I brought some of my posts over from an old blog, it looks like I've been writing on Substack since before it was born, which I haven't. The reason that I did that is I was closing that WordPress blog and I wanted somewhere to house them until I decided what to do with them. So that's why mine are really, really old when you do the big scroll down all the way through here. So yeah, so that's that there. I'll just move that out over there, and then you have your little profile here. Now, sometimes people can get quite confused about where to find something in settings, and that's because there are actually 2 places to edit your Substack profile and edit your Substack publication. So if we go into this one and click in here, this is going to give me the option to edit what is seen here, and I want to explain to you why I've set things up the way that I have. I've only just changed this, but if I click this little pencil here to go into edit, you can see that I have my name just as my name. Obviously some people have a business name or a hyphen and then their business name. Throwing away the rule book, you can really do what you want, but I just wanted to keep it really clean, so I just have my name there, my handle, which we can edit. I was on the fence as to whether I was going to use my business name or my writer name, and I'm so glad that I just used my name, my writer name, because it means now that I've got 2 other publications plugged in. It's really obvious that I can talk about other publications as well as my main one, and if I'd have used my business name, I think it would have been really confusing. So that's why I did that. Obviously you can change the bio there, emojis are welcome. You can plug in all your social links and all that sort of stuff there. Some of them I have, some of them I haven't. I've got my books listed, my website. Oh, well, I mean, we could put Twitter back in, couldn't we? I'm never really sure with Twitter what they're up to, because I think they were just choking all of the links anyway. We'll put that in there. And then this is the part that I wanted to show you. So I've just switched my primary publication to sparkle on Substack because it's relatively new. It's been in the world for about a week. And when people in the app click through to who I am from notes, or if someone's restacked something, it really only gives them the option to kind of click into the main publication that's listed, especially if they're quite new to Substack. So I knew this anyway. I figured this out with Company of Two, which was my second publication on Substack. And when I first launched it, it switched the two over. So when I was chatting in notes, people were coming over and signing up to Company of Two. But Company of Two is a community just for mothers, and primarily really for mothers with children under 10. I think they're going to get the most from it. So we wanted to be really clear with who it's for and who should sign up. And I thought that there was a time there where it was just getting a bit muddled. So I kept Creatively Conscious as my main publication, and now I've retired that to a second publication, and I'm leading with Sparkle on Substack for now because I'm in the middle of a launch period. So it'd be really good to get lots of people to understand what that publication is. So you can also turn off publication. So it wouldn't turn it off the internet, it would just turn it off being listed on your profile. So when you go onto your writer profile, it wouldn't be there, but all of your posts and all of everything else that's connected to it would be there. It just wouldn't be visible. So then it shows what reads you can have on. So you can toggle these on and off. Now, this is a really interesting one because I read a lot on Substack and I'm really happy to have those on my profile. But I think that when people have signed up to my Substack and then I've checked, they haven't put me on their reads for whatever reason. And I don't know whether there's just some like shame about being signed up to lots of Substacks, or I don't know whether it's tactical, like people are signing up the same way that you would on social media and then hoping you subscribe to them. So yeah, I have no problem with listing everything that I read. I guess the only thing that I probably would keep more private if there was anything to do with health stuff or whatever, you know, I might think, oh, okay, well, I don't need to list that for the whole world to see. But yeah, that's what's there. And then if we go into the other space of settings here, I'll just talk you through what Substack gives us. Very sorry for this slow internet. Should be a bit faster than this. Let me try going in another way. Oh, just frozen. So if we go in settings here, this is going to give me the settings for Sparkle on Substack. What I could do is pop into Creatively Conscious because I've filled more stuff in. So you could see in settings what I have set up here. So this is your publication name. So your publication name comes first, and then a short description of the publication name. We've already filled in our writer name over in this part here. So this is your short description of what the publication is. You can change it as many times as you want. So mine used to read a little bit differently to this, but I'm trying to kind of enhance people's understanding of my membership. So I've put that in, and I'm having to think about that. You can choose your categories. It's well worth doing this because Substack do push them through to the explore page. You can choose whatever you'd like, whatever is best. It's really hard, isn't it? I mean, I could say art, I could say health and wellness. I'm a real multi-hyphen, so it's really difficult to choose one, but I've just gone with culture and faith and spirituality because I do talk a lot about our role as Earthkeeper here and all of the work that we do to look after the earth. So I think that's maybe the best fit. This is where you can edit your about page, your email to paid subscribers, your welcome email to free subscribers, and then email to founding subscribers. So Substack are changing this all the time. This looks really, really different to when I first recorded the videos to accompany my course, Stay Creative on Substack. So they're always adding more detail and more options for us here. But this is a really interesting way for you when you get that first subscription, for you to talk back to your person and say, you know, hi, thanks so much for being here. This is what to expect, all of that sort of thing. So if I was to click into, let's choose this one. I usually go into these and edit them every month just because I've learned more about the platform. There's more links and URLs to put in. Maybe I want to change up the image, or I've spoken about something seasonally and I want to change that. So there you go. So you can just, oh, I need to change that actually because that's got a white background. But yeah, I'll change that over. So yeah, you can just go in and do a little edit on there if you want to. And then you can also test it. You can send some test emails to see what it looks like, what it would look like being received. That's a little notification popping in there. I really like that it's the same color as that you've chosen for your accent color. That's really nice. So the recommendation blurbs on your welcome page, that's when someone is about to put their email address in and they see up to 3 recommendations that other people have put in for you. So you can see here, I've got this one from Gillian there, and then there's loads of others. People have been so lovely and so generous about my Substack, so they're all there. So there's 19 to choose from. So I could rotate them and add different blurbs, but they're a really nice thing to try and write for other people. It's a really, really great way to grow if you use the recommendation blurbs, as Substack call it, and those will pull through only on the place where people put their email address in. So on your homepage, that's just recommendations and it just recommends the publication, but on the sign-in page, that's where they're going to appear. You've got the option to pop a little logo in. Some people put the profile photo here, but if you're reading in the app, you'll get that twice, if that makes sense. So if people have used the same photo as their writer profile photo and then their logo, then one will just be layered on top of the other. So it doesn't look that good. So I have a logo there. I just designed it myself in Canva. I'm not a designer. It did take me ages. I'd really recommend working with professionals. It's really good to do if you can afford it. This is where you can upload your word mark. So Lauren has done that. The first publication that I showed you, I don't do that. And then this one is your welcome page cover photo. So there is the option to add text here. I think for me, for creatively conscious, like I feel like I'm just not at the stage yet where I know exactly what I want to describe it as. I still want to grow and like move with where my community want me to go and co-create with my community. So I'm not really ready to put words there yet. So it is just an image, and it's an image that means a lot to me and I feel is quite inviting and magical and very sort of Wizard of Oz, and that's why it's there. I think that the option to put words does definitely bring more clarity if you're ready for that. I guess for me, it hasn't hindered me getting subscribers. People have been subscribing for the last year and a bit, and I'm really happy with it. So we're just leaving it there for now. Some options to hide names and hide descriptions. Again, you would be doing this if your cover photo sort of said all of that, but it's like another layer of complexity that I've not looked at yet. Media assets, I always say yes to receiving them. I sometimes share them on LinkedIn. I was sharing them on Instagram. I've shared them on Facebook a couple of times. So I always get those in email afterwards. And then you can come down here to your website. So that's your homepage, basically how you want that to look. And you can customize that. So this is what I was saying to you in terms of there are some different options. So we can have a little look at any of those. So it's saying that we can have I'm in magazine layout, and then I could go to newspaper layout and that would change it again to, yeah, so that must be what Lauren's got switched on, newspaper layout. And you can have editorial or a feed of posts. There's so many options really. That's interesting. And then let's try, that was feature. Let's try magazine again. And then you can also have grids with groups in sections or tags. So that's what I was saying at the beginning. So if you've created sections within your publication, which is a layer of complexity you don't need to do just yet, then you could have that shown on your homepage. I'll just show you it in grid. Yeah, so it's just put those in a little grid at the bottom. I think that's fine. We'll just set the theme and we'll leave that as it is for now. Good to just mix things up and try new things. So that's that set. Not go too far. And then so it's talking about the links on the home page. So this looks slightly different on my new one, but we'll just do it here because this is where I've been working on it. So this is where you can show or hide links on your navigation bar here. So I've got my membership switched on. I've got Notes from the Sea, which is my monthly email, which I might not leave on there. I'm not sure. And I've got Big Dreams and Quiet Ambition, which tend to be my guest posts. The About page is on. You can hide it, I think, if you want to. Yeah, you can. So you always want to keep your About page on, because on the app, you've only got the option of archive and about. Let me double check that, but you haven't got many options for people to click into if they're reading on the app. So let's just see. Notes, chat, about. Yeah, so posts, notes, chat, and about, and only if you've got notes and chat switched on the app. So just being really mindful about that. And then this is where you would create a new page. So I've just been playing around. I created new pages for Sparkle on Substack straight away because I just had the vision of how I wanted that laid out, but I haven't done anything here yet. I have been playing around with tags. I'm not 100% convinced of all of them, but it's been really fun, and they just act like they would on any other social media. So you can just tag a post, and then that just helps organize it. So you get a URL here, look, and then anything that you've written under that tag would then sit in that URL, and you can share that URL across the internet on Substack wherever you want. This is where you can add other people's email addresses in. This is your copy and paste if you want to put it into your website, which I have done. And this is where I imported posts from my old blog, that one in the middle there. And then payments, this is where you can edit what you want to charge for your paid memberships. And then I've taken the 7-day trial off my Creatively Conscious publication for lots of reasons, really. I'll go into that another time, but that felt like the right thing to do for me. Then you've got this tiny little bit of text box to talk about the free subscriber benefits, which you'll have seen on other publications, and then 3 lines for your paid subscriber benefits. So I work quite hard to get that really tight. I could do with a few more people reading it, really, to make sure that it's really clear and offers good value and all that sort of thing. You're found in member benefits. You've just got 1 line for that. You can manage some special offers. Now, people do lots of special offers. They'll do it for their birthday month. I did like a 20% off for my birthday month. You can do it like flash sales. You can make paywalled content free to read for like a weekend. There's loads of different ways that you can try and enhance what you're doing on Substack and entice people into being paid members if that's your goal. And that's where you would manage all of that there. Edit your renewal email. So that's when someone's paid subscription is going to come to an end. And then the expired email as well. I need to do those things actually. And then you can give away paid subscriptions for free here or in another space under subscribers. You can click into a subscriber, which I'll not do just because of data protection today, but I can set that up in another call and show you. Archives, you can paywall your archives if you want, something I've thought about before but not done. So you can make some choices there, weeks, months, years, all that sort of thing. That's not switched on. And then I've got 3 different sections here, and people can opt in and out to sections and still stay subscribed to your publication. So at first, I realized how much I wanted to do on Substack. So I wanted to give people the option that if they felt they were hearing from me too much, then they could kind of unsubscribe between sections. I've since sort of wrapped my head around it a bit more, and I'm not sure I would set it up in the same way, but it's been really fun to play around with. I've got 2 podcasts there. Those are there. And then you can have your email sender name. So for this publication, I want them to know that it's coming from Creatively Conscious, and the same with Sparkle on Substack. I'll have that set up so they know. I could change that to Claire Venus. It doesn't really matter, but that's fine. I'll just put this kind of whimsical mailing address, because obviously I don't need to put my mailing address on the internet. Then you've got a place to edit your email banner, header and footer, which you need to be looking at how many people are receiving the emails really to make a decision on that. Mine's about 50-50, so I'm never quite convinced that I should have headers switched on. It does look lovely in email though, so I'll leave them on for now. And then a few more other bits and bobs here. that you can switch on and off, cross-posting, new listings. Obviously, I just let Substack do everything because I really trust them. This is where someone can put their email address in. And I think it said originally no thanks. And so they just made it so that you can edit it. So I just wrote, I'll just read it, thanks. I don't know. That felt like a nice invitation to do. And then this one is the team, and I've got Sylvia on there because she did a guest post for me, so I'm not sure that that's quite right really, but she is private on there, so I think it's fine. Then we've got some pending invites, community features, and all of your advertising analytics. Google switched in, and then all even notifications here. So it just goes down, down, down. There's so much. You can jump back up, by the way, on this left-hand side, so you can find all of those again. But yeah, there's your notifications. You can turn whichever of those. Then we get to chat, who can start chat threads. So you don't necessarily have to. I'll just say that everyone can on mine. We'll give it a go. I don't know what that means. I'll read that another time and come back to that. And then the notes tab is switched on, and then Substack Boost is switched on. So Substack is trying to sort of upsell paid memberships, and I'm fine with that. Just let them do their thing. Referrals, I've turned the leaderboard off. And then gift subscriptions for paid subs, obviously is so lovely to be able to do that. And I have referred lots and lots of people to my friend Susie's Substack, which has been amazing to do. They're really enjoying it. And then custom domain if you want one. And then we go down to the danger zone where you turn all sorts of things off. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a real, and it has been very fast, but just to rattle through settings just to see if there was anything in there that you're like, oh, wait a minute, Claire, could you go into that in more detail? Could you explain how you've used that? Can you tell me more about that? Just let me know. I'll stop my screen share for now. Yeah, just let me know. I really want this to be a co-created space, a space where you can ask questions, a space where I can enhance your Substack experience, a space where I can troubleshoot and give you the tools to make Substack what you want it to be for you. So I hope that's been useful. I know it's been fast, but it was literally just an introduction to rattle through the 2 places that you can access settings and to edit the things that you need to edit. What I would say is you don't have to have all of that ready to launch. You can just launch your Substack and then play around, maybe do 15 minutes a week and just go through each section and be like, okay, is this how I want it? Like, the main thing is making sure that you're happy with the way that your first email goes out. And then after that, you can kind of grow into it and kind of lean into what feels good for you. But hopefully there's some clarity there, and there'll be some questions that you've got, and that's all good. Hopefully you can join me for Substack co-working, which is 20 minutes of chat and troubleshooting and blocks and trying to understand where everybody's at. 20 minutes or so of work. We're actually going to crack on and do work on our Substacks, and then some questions at the end and sharing what we've learned and what we've done in our work slot. So I'd love to see you there. That would be so amazing. Please share Sparkle on Substack far and wide. I really want to reach lots of people and help them in their Substack journey. And if you've got anything to recommend for any of my Substack pages, so we've got writery groups, we've got Substack resources, and then we've got art on Substack so far, and no doubt there'll be more, then let me know. It was so good to talk to you today, and I'll hopefully see you again really soon.